Green revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow.
All right, beautiful morning to you, listeners. Welcome to Smash Lens on Smash 88.1 FM, a bit behind schedule. Total apologies for that, really, right? On a live show, most times, really, itches could come and you just have to get it going. That's the most important part of it, really. All right, so on today's Smash Lens, we will be looking at a thought-provoking topic where the former minister under the President Muhammadu Buhari administration, from 2015 to 2019, Dalong, actually, the youth minister then, I want to say, really right, who opened up recently and saying that, there is no doubt and nobody can prove him or say it otherwise, that there is no cabal in the presidency. And he made it so much that, the Tinubu's cabal is the most dangerous. He made it so clear that even those cabals during Buhari's tenure were learners because Tinubu now has more professional cabals in his cabinet, really, right? And if you look at that, really, right, one we want to open the discussion up broader on the reflection on Nigeria's leadership dynamics and its image on global stage. Recently, Kemi Badenoch's critical remarks on Nigeria representation abroad reignited debate on governance and perception. So now we need to start asking ourselves which way forward for Nigeria. And joining me to analyze this are two esteemed guests. Barrister Abayomi Sholanke is very much in the studio. Barrister, good morning to you and good to see you. These days you come with different this your card, okay, really. Yeah. I think we need to now be probably opening our own investigation to the tailor.
The cabals by 2027.
Well,
So preparing. That's
I don't work in INEC.
Yes, active participation in the electoral process.
Okay,
is
the way to go.
Is the way.
Okay, all right, no problem. But if you, what do you want to do in 2007 again? 2027 again? What do you want to do? You said you want to uproot the.
You want to uproot the cabals
and bring another set of cabals.
The reasonable set of people.
Okay.
Forward-thinking Nigerians.
All right, and I have a seasoned journalist as well. A very seasoned journalist, Latif Sanusi. Sanusi Latif. I don't know which one to hold on to, but
just hold on to Latif Sanusi. That one is.
Well, that's why sometimes most times I don't want to be sounding like a state governor who got confused on his birthday, because budget presentation is more like a birthday to many governors. It's a day to be well celebrated. I mean, you have put a lot together. That you feel these are the things that your people need when you move into another year. And on his birthday, he got confused anyway. So I don't want to be. Anyway. So Sanusi, Latif Sanusi is in the studios. And Sanusi, good to see you.
Yeah, and, always a pleasure.
And good to understand the fact that how do they always call it? The interviewer is not the interviewee now. I mean,
the hunter is being hunted.
Well, I have never wanted to be hunter because I know I will always go for the best animals,
and that would be fantastic.
Okay, cool. All right, this gentleman will be joining me this morning to do this and make it a bit more. We'll dissect it, analyze it just the way you want it, and no matter who else is got. So let me begin with you, Barrister. This statement is not new to us anymore. But a lot of times, really, right, Nigerians always feel it's speculation, saying that we have few people running the projects, you understand? And you want to understand the fact that why do we always have it? And is it common to, democracy all over? Or is just in Nigeria that we have decided to allow few people to control all? And we run, not that we run it on the interest of the people, but their own interest. Let's start from there.
The issue of cabal, I personally believe, is synonymous to democracy. But that of Nigeria, the way it is being, painted, that yes, they are so powerful or something, it is everywhere. Even in the religious circle, you have cabals. Even in our homes, the husband and the wife are cabals. But sometimes, one of the child might hijack.
One of the cabals.
Yes, one of the child in the house.
Yeah. My form his own cabal.
Yes, my form his own
and
cabal.
take one and take the most powerful.
If you want anything from my daddy, every house know that this one talk to that boy. He can handle our father. That is the cabal in the house. So it is everywhere. But the truth is this.
But Barrister, how did you people? I mean, how did we get to this level?
Well, that of Nigeria got.
Or should we take? I mean, I don't know. I've not read that Bible. From cover to cover. I don't know if we can find it anywhere in Bible where out of the 12 disciples too, we have cabals.
Yes, of course, there are 3 of them. You have Peter, James, and John.
Okay.
Where they go with Jesus Christ. Okay. Even what other people don't know, other disciples don't know, they are aware. In fact, when was the last scenario where he said they were on the Mount of Transfiguration, where they said they saw Moses and Jesus was transformed. There were just only 3 of them. The remaining 9 were nowhere to be found. Okay. Those are the cabals. So they are everywhere. So you can find them everywhere. Even God said, "Let us make man." Those are the cabals now. Let us make man in our own image, in our likeness. It is not everybody. He did not invite everybody. He invited just few of them. That's why the kitchen cabinet.
So you want to even say David is part of the cabal?
Yeah, of course, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Now today,
because the grace he enjoyed,
in this organization, you have cabals.
I don't know. I don't have cabals. I don't.
This can be one of them.
I don't know. What you're talking about.
What did you
hope you can prove this what you are saying on here.
Later.
No, prove it that.
No, off record.
Off record.
Yes,
I think I have to be talking to my lawyers after this show. I need money now.
Okay. About it's not a bad thing, really.
Okay.
It's not really a bad thing. But the way people are going about it in Nigeria, when cabal will become negative when they are too selfish. When everything about them is, cabals originally are selfish people. But when you now had too selfish, because they now want, you have 10 goods to be shared, they have taken 9, and they are still asking who will take the 10th one, and you have about 10 of you on seats. So that is where you have too selfish. That is what you have in Nigeria. The situation where you continue to have an appointment that everything is coming to the south. The way it's going, it went during Buhari. Almost the most important appointments in Nigeria went to the north. And that is not the kind of a country we want to run. We are running a federation unit, not a regional.
So, would you say that this a bit like you say regional bias really is why we have cabals?
Exactly, because they want to protect their terrain,
okay,
and they also want to protect their own interests.
And because probably the person that is coming from that particular region is believing that the people that I can trust and that can work with me are from my region.
Absolutely, but that is too bad.
And whatever it is, really, I must bring them around.
Exactly, but it's not
so good for Nigeria. Cabals, yeah, they are not giving us that global representation that we really want, because we see them as people running things in Nigeria, and a lot of times, really, right, these are few people who control, what is meant for many. And a lot of time, just like Barrister said, they always come with their own interest first, and which makes it a bit more difficult to satisfy the interests of others. And in return, not giving us the country we desire. Well, let me begin from the sporting world. I want to believe that maybe if we start having, leaders that we can start teaching through the sporting sector to understand that you can't have it all and you can't have it every day. And you must always, when you don't have it, you must just believe that it's
spirit of sportsmanship.
Spirit of sportsmanship. So you want to see how we were united yesterday as a country when nobody was talking about the new and the reigning African king is from probably north, from the south, southeast, south, or whatsoever. We're just so happy that a Nigerian is now another African, football king. You understand? And you now want to say that if this could bring joy to us, if it could bring togetherness, fulfillment and satisfaction, love and trust and loyalty to one's country, then why can't we just run a country where the interest of all will matter to few, and not the interest of few that will be much affecting the interest of all?
Taking it from the sporting world, like you always say off at the mic, sport is something that actually, encompasses everything that we do in life.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, I'll answer your question linking it to what Barrister Bayomi said. When you're talking about cabal, he started by saying that it's synonymous with democracy. But with this explanation, which is the reality, having cabal is synonymous to human being. Not only human being, even among the animals, there are some that will form a cabal. You understand? It's just natural. Now, talking about the sports that you brought in, that was a moment that doesn't have to do with power and influence.
Yeah.
Because even the Ademola emerging as an African Footballer of the Year can lead to having a new cabal, or having a cabal if we don't have in the Super Eagles. Because some people may want to be the friend of the king,
yeah,
and the friend of the former king. So we have the king, former king, and the king, and the new king in the Super Eagles. So that may lead to another cabal. You understand? But the only thing that I know why it's so much pronounced when you're talking about the issue of cabal in the presidency, in governance everywhere in Nigeria, and why we talk more about the presidency is that it's like when the head is rotten,
yeah,
every part of the body is affected. So when we're having problem at the presidency, it affects every fabrics of our democracy, of our nation, of our economy, everything that has to do with Nigeria. Now, the challenge that we have, why that of the presidency and Nigeria looks like is kind of more pronounced, is the fact that we don't really have a system that can check this cabal.
Okay.
What we have in the advanced world, there are cabals in the advanced world, but there is a system that can actually check
them.
Exactly. And that is why, like the sport that you brought in certain football club, there are cabals. But it will get to a time that the system will eventually check those cabals.
Yeah.
And that is the difference between Nigeria and the Western world and the developed world.
So, truly, there are cabals everywhere.
Everywhere.
But what we have in Nigeria is that
in Smash FM is what I don't know. Like Barrister said.
No. I'm going to make a lot of money on Barrister. Don't worry. Just after the show, remind me. Okay. I'm going to call my lawyer. But let's start looking at this really, right? And you want to say that cabals everywhere. In Nigeria, we have a cabals that their powers has no limit. Let me say their powers have no limitation, exactly. Really. And you want to start saying if we have systems, we wouldn't have been burdening ourselves about if somebody is a cabal or if there is a cabal.
Because over time, the system will check them. Over time, if we do have a system, a working system, but it's because we don't have. That is why they are field day every time that they are in that corridor of power.
Barrister, recently, the ward you belong to, which everybody, I have not asked my question, but okay. Should we go on a commercial? Barrister, the word you belong to, yes. Recently, one would have expected that particular, system. I mean, should I say system of government, really, right? Or
arm of government.
Arm of government, rather. Be protecting our democracy more and give us, the best of dividends of democracy. But the knocks on that particular, arm of government is becoming something else. And one would want to say that if probably we have a working judiciary, maybe we will not be where we are today. Are you not taking or looking or thinking in that direction?
Well, you may be right to a large extent, but not totally right. Because one of the bane of our problems in Nigeria, not really judiciary. Yes, everybody will say, when have issues, go to court. But the truth is this. Under democracy in Nigeria...
But that statement is becoming more pronounced.
Yes, because why?
Is it because it is, because it's becoming a transactional...
Yeah, because they have already taken charge of that sector. That's why I tell you, go to court, but they know people there.
But professionally, that's not right.
It's not right. Why is that happening under democracy in Nigeria? Because the political sector had been able to capture the judiciary. Why? Because you have the legislature that are supposed to even legislate, because you usually do not have the power to make laws. You can only interpret.
Yeah.
But those that are supposed to make laws are the politicians. So, and they will make law that will continue. In fact, as far as Nigeria's case is concerned, they have been able to gag the judiciary to an extent that it is what they say. In fact, even judiciary financially is not even independent. That is one of the problems. So the moment the judiciary is financially independent, then the sector will be clean up.
Now, if the judiciary is not independent,
Yeah.
and it should be independent, that's the goal.
Yes.
Am I right?
That's the way to go.
Okay. Now, can the judiciary find a way to speak a better language that the politicians will understand to attain their independence?
Yes, that is it is
Or is it because, they are now into each other
all right, yes.
and watching war?
That is it.
Abi?
That is it.
And
why is that
it's favoring them.
It's favoring
Some of them.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is paying more of the politician. The politician are enjoying it more. Why? The image of the judiciary is going down. The legislative arm or the political class, they are on the increase, and they are enjoying it more. Why? You have a situation where you're supposed to make laws and say, okay, the judiciary is independent of this, it's independent of that. Even the appointment into the bencher's office, it is at the beck and call of the democratic setting or the politicians. So it's a political offices. So the NJC or the JC of any state, it is at the beck and call of the executive arm of government, and that is not supposed to be. They are supposed to. It is NJC that should be in charge of whatever is going on in the judiciary.
But the
sector.
NJC is the one recommending.
If they only have powers to recommend.
But I have not seen where anybody is being recommended and being turned down by the politicians.
There are a lot of them. About 2 years ago in Edo State, about 5 judges were recommended to be sworn in.
Okay.
Obaseki never did. It was only the new governor that came in. Now swore them in. It is they have the prerogative to say no, and that is not good. They do not have. They are not supposed to have that power. How in the constitution?
How do you think the judiciary can fast track independence?
That is what. Well, but number one is to go to the legislatures, to the National Assembly. They should amend some of those
laws.
Some of those very turning areas. They're just very, very small, but they're more powerful.
We should talk to the legislative arm of government. Would they answer
justice.
them?
That is one of the problem.
But
because they know they want to still control them, so they may not answer.
But
Sanusi, our image. You are an image maker, and you understand what image is all about. But when you look at our system of government, and you will see the lack of clarity in this whole system, and you keep wondering that, we understand all of these things, and yet it's not giving us that a global image, and you will now start asking yourself about loyalty to one's country, about projecting one's country, and how best do you think, as a nation, we can fine-tune our system to rebrand our image and
to the outside world, that those who are finding it difficult, if you want to say, I don't know, I've just been in between the situation of Kemi Badenoch and the government, Shetima, and lots more. Even at the time Shetima was responding, I have asked that, Mr. Vice President, if your office is a bit less busy, let's talk to us. Let us understand how to get you busy. You understand? But as much you want to say that as an ambassador of the country, there is need for him to make clarity where it's needed, especially when somebody in a position of Kemi Badenoch, president in UK now, is talking. You don't keep quiet. There is need for you to have a defense and a better representation. And that is why you are asking yourself that,
a lot of agencies we have put together, National Orientation Agency, this and this, that. Is it that Nigerians don't even trust them and trust the messages they are churning out? Or do you really think that churning out more messages from them could probably change the orientation? Or Nigerians are just logged somewhere and believing that their emancipation is to see a clarity?
You see, on that particular issue, I think my own take is this. It's all about, being beyond patriotism, because, when you preach patriotism to people will tell you a lot of things that what has that patriotism given me. But, the patriotism that I'll talk about is even patriotism to yourself. And why am I saying patriotism to yourself? Like I always tell people, as a Nigerian born, you cannot be more American than an original American.
Okay.
As a Nigerian born, you cannot be more Briton than an original Briton.
Yeah.
So now, because you can never be more than that, you have to be patriotic to yourself, where you are from. Do whatever is within your own power, within your own reach, to actually brand that place, so that if that place becomes an Eldorado tomorrow, you can always enjoy it. We also what, like the sport that you mentioned, we also what Ademola Lookman did yesterday. He was dressed in the native attire. His fet wets were Yoruba wets, even though he was not raised here.
Yeah.
That's image branding.
Yeah.
He couldn't have. He had no. He had the right not to do that.
He represented the country well.
He had.
And do you
He
want to think that
he would have decided not to do that.
Let me ask you this, Sanusi. I think it's itching me to ask you that our past African footballers, I mean Nigerians that have won that particular, or let me say that highest award in football in Africa. I think I can't rack my brain and see if I can picture one or two of them who dressed in that he did yesterday. And I was asking myself yesterday that if an Osimhen knew that something good could come out in an attire like this, maybe would have come in such yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, last year. You understand?
But
Ademola Lookman was looking. In fact, I can't help but saying that I'm proud of you, man.
Exactly. That is the point I'm making. It wasn't compulsory for him to do
and
it.
You know what he said? He switched his loyalty to Nigeria after he has played at the younger level of
at the under 20 level for the Three Lions. For England.
For England. He switched in
2022.
No. I think it's in 2020 thereabout that he switched.
Okay, he made his debut for Nigeria in 2022.
He switched in 2020. He made his debut in 2022. And he said between 2020 and 2024.
In 4 years.
Is now African king.
Yeah.
And, sending messages to the younger generation, or probably the younger ones in football, that will want to say that, no, I don't want to play for Nigeria whatsoever.
He was even talking about his troubles, that nobody really gave him that chance. He was talking about those things that you just have to believe in yourself. But the point I'm making is that if he had not done that last night, it didn't take anything away from him. Yeah. Because in fairness to Sime and Oshoala too, they also represented the color in their attire. Only that it wasn't native. Only that it wasn't native.
But you know that Ademola's image, the representation and lots more will take longer.
Yeah, even the words that he said that I want to speak in my native language.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that is a way of being patriotic, because the likes of John Fashanu, we know them. Where they eventually come back? They came back to Nigeria. We've seen Marcel Desailly that play for France that won the World Cup. We've seen go back to Ghana.
Yeah.
These are issues. So what I'm trying to say is that beyond being patriotic to your country or what have you, be patriotic to yourself, because like I said, you can never be more Briton than original Briton. You can never be more American than original American. So when your place of your roots, it's fine, you also find yourself, your children your unborn generations.
Sanusi, the roots, you said, if it is fine, you will be fine for yourself
and your unborn generations.
But unfortunately, we have few people who just a bit I don't know, probably not wanting the roots to be fine, and you keep asking yourself, Why?
Because they forget about tomorrow.
A former minister is saying
and
that
they know that you
the
cannot.
current cabals are experienced ones.
You know,
and I know
because
that each time I mention cabal, Barrister Sholange is always just
because
Sholange, I want you to tell me more.
maybe it's one of the cabals too at one point.
I'm not a politician. I think he understands this thing a bit more better. Should I take maybe a crash course under you?
Maybe as a part of some
to
cabals.
understand what cabal is. But you will tell us more about how we can, repackage our image and how our leaders can be of a bit more less self-centered and concentrate more on how to just push this country. I just believe that we have everything within our reach to just be that giant of Africa we have always claimed. Just yesterday, my heart was, I was almost moved to a point of, shedding tears, looking at that young man who from nowhere, who never thought, even as a year ago, nobody would have thought it would be Ademola Lookman would be next, and the turnaround came, and today, is representing the image of the country well. And you want to see about a young lady too, beyond all of this knock on Adike, Kemi bad knock on lots more. I just simply believe that a very young lady who actually, believes much in her. I've listened to her talking. I've listened, even there some people are even criticizing her, saying that maybe he doesn't believe in God more whatsoever.
No, he once had an interview and she said something like that.
Yeah, I don't want to bring that religious part into it, really, right? Because I don't have time for some pastors this morning. Exactly the fake ones, I must say. But let's go on this commercial break. We'll be back.
Smash 88.1 FM. Feel it. Feel good.
Baba Precious, you didn't tell me that your wife has given birth.
Given birth?
Your daughter Precious said you have a smallie at home.
Oh, you mean 3 Crowns Milk Smallie pack?
Smallie?
Yes, it is the new Smallie with tasty nourishment I bought to show love to my treasure.
Aww.
Introducing 3 Crowns Milk Smallie pack. A tasty nourishment. Buy yours today. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Hello, mommy. Ṣé dáadáa lẹ wà? Mo fẹ́ fún dábàá yẹn lówó yín kó bá yín kó wá sábúlé ni o.
Má ṣe ìyọnu ọmọ mi. Fi ránṣẹ́ sákàtì smart cash mi.
Mọ́mì, ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ ń pa smart cash.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, wọ́n máa ń fún mi lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀bùn ọ̀fẹ́. Fi ránṣẹ́ sí nọ́mbà Airtel mi.
Ó dá o, màá mi tó já.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, ó yá testa 939 àbí kó o download ohun èlò smart cash láti ṣí àkáǹtì rẹ. Kí ìwọ náà lè jẹ gbádùn àǹfààní ńlá 20,000 naira lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí smart cash. O máa ná nínú ìfà 20,000 naira rẹ nígbàkúùgbà. Tó o bá ra àkókò afẹ́fẹ́ tàbí tó o bá ṣe ìsanwó pẹ̀lú smart cash. O tún máa jẹ gbádùn gbígbé owó lọ sí báǹkì èyíkéyìí ní Nàìjíríà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ìlànà àti òfin wà.
Hello, ó ti wọlé o.
Smart cash, Airtel ló ṣe agbátẹrù rẹ̀.
Guy, let's go and get seats at that table with Semovita.
Sorry, this table is reserved for the bride's family.
Do you know who I am? I'm the older brother of the sister's last uncle who married their first cousin.
Everybody wants a seat at the Golden Penny Semovita table. Golden Penny Semovita remains my soup's first choice. It's made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals to provide a wholesome bowl food that pairs well with Nigerian soups. Golden Penny Semovita, my soup's first choice.
Hello, Twetwe. Hey, you just win 5,000 naira cash. And you wasted off for corner. 1 month Showmax subscription to watch Premier League. They wait for you. And you for back. No fear. You self get inside them. How 1,000 naira airtime and 2,000 naira Uber discount sound for your ear. All these things fit happen if you buy no unwrap and win pack. Tear am open. Find cube where get 6-digit code for rapper. Send the code go 8011 and follow waiting they tell you. And you fit win any of these ogbonge prizes. This promo go day from July go reach December. As our conditions dey sha. Get extra value on top no unwrap and win pack. No, eat for good.
Naija unstoppable, Talawa unstoppable. Got the DNA to be unstoppable. Awade unstoppable, Tokoja unstoppable. Together we are strong. Naija moves on. Awade unstoppable, unstoppable, unstoppable. unstoppable. Láti la oòrùn dé ìwọ̀ oòrùn, eré ìje ṣì ń tẹ̀síwájú. Gbèsè àwọn akọni Naija, òkè òkè la wá ń rè.
Kò sóhun tó ṣòro ṣe pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ tó gbàgbọ́ nínú rẹ̀. Yára lọ sí Alternative Bank lónìí.
Àwa jẹ́ unstoppable, tó kọjá unstoppable. Alternative by your side, you can't go wrong.
The Alternative Bank. Go beyond.
Babe, why are you frowning for me now?
Make noodles for me.
Talk louder now.
Come and make noodles for me.
Hey, sis scam.
Please now. My Odogu silencer. Number one chef. Hey.
This woman. Okay, how do you want it?
I want it as it is hot. Let it burst my brain. Spicy. Sprinkled with assorted and rishi.
Okay, I'll make it. But if I make it, I want a kiss.
Cook it how I want it first.
Leave it to Golden Penny, because with Golden Penny noodles, you'll get your noodles how you want it. Enjoy quality, nourishing goodness of Golden Penny noodles. Contains vitamins for that irresistible taste.
Oh yeah, where's my kiss?
We are on radio. Everybody will hear us now.
Golden Penny noodles. I want what I want.
Boats don't come, you don't come. Boats don't come, you don't come. If you want ride, if you want cruise, make it no lose. From the streets to your doorstep. This one no be tempted. Download the app for your device. Balance for moto jeje. Boats don't come.
Boats now the safe and easy way to move around your city with no wahala. Download them for your phone, put where you want go, and we go arrive sharp. You fit use the code HELLOABK and we go come out up to 3,000 naira for your first boat ride.
Kérésìmesì tó dé o ó sì máa lárinrin bí Union Bank ṣe ń yí nǹkan po pẹ̀lú save and win pali promo kẹrin. Ẹ̀bùn jankan-jankan tá a lè jẹ́ pọ̀ nílẹ̀ jaburata lákòókò yìí bí epo ọ̀fẹ́ owó àtiwé ìrajà kódà ọ̀kadà tuntun àti kẹ̀kẹ́ náà wà ń bẹ̀. Láti jẹ ṣáà ti fi ẹgbẹ̀rún 10 náírà tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ pamọ́ sínú àkáǹtì Union Bank rẹ kó o sì ṣe ìdókòwò lọ́nà 5 ó kéré jùlọ lóṣooṣù. Láti ṣe àkáǹtì tiẹ̀ kàn sí unionbankng.com. Ìlànà àtòfin wà o. Union Bank, ilé ìfowópamọ́ tó rọrùn tó jáfáfá.
Smash 88.1 FM. Feel it. Feel good.
All right, guys, welcome back from the break. We have to pay the commercials and we have to pay the bills and play the commercials to ensure that we keep it going, and we're urging you to bring more. It's not just about you listening. It's about being part of the progress and the movement and see us getting there. We want to serve you more better, and we'll keep doing all of that. Sanusi, we're back to the conversation. Global image, global representation.
Yeah, so
where are we? A lot of times when you look at few managing many, you just want to be asking yourself, why they not bother about the global image? Because these days you want to realize that why our leaders not representing us well at the global image? Why are they not bringing laurels for us? If there will be anything that could put Nigeria on the world map, it will be from the younger generation. And you keep asking yourself, why are you leading people and you are not giving a lot of examples? And the only example we get here is people telling you that there are some few people ruling all. We can't continue in this direction. Leaders have to wake up. It is not just about you wanting to, engage in corruption that will save money for the generation yet unborn. Let's put a system that will take care of generation yet unborn. How do we go?
Yeah, the challenge is that the leaders didn't fall from heaven. They are people from us, and that's why I used to say that for me, with what I've seen in Nigeria, a lot of people who are in there who are allegedly stealing, people that are waiting outside to actually get there and fall under that allegedly stealing are more than those that are already there. because it's a reflection of the society, and there's no system that will check them until when we have a system. Because we are also talking about cabal, we said it's natural. So people that ordinarily in a small working space, in a small environment, all they are thinking about is how to actually create our own cabal, milk the system, milk the organization, milk. I've seen somebody that told me that he even had a Gary factory, just a Gary factory, and it was granted by Nigerians. So probably there were some cabals in that Gary factory that are actually more powerful than some people, and they were milking the system, milking the factory, and it was granted. So in the case of Nigeria, Nigeria will always be there. Whether it will take us to go and borrow money from IMF or what have you, we still run the country. And whether it's a loan that our generation yet unborn will continue to pay, we'll still be running the country.
But that is not good enough.
So
because we can't just keep running the country. There is a need for us to have a country that a system is in place that can run itself. And when you talk about America, when you talk about great countries of this world, there is nothing running them than a system. And you want to start asking, why do we always shy away from having a working system?
And it's because we shy away from it because, in a lot of Nigerians always have this mindset. If you cannot beat them, you join them. You understand? It takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to be hardworking. And you see people that are cutting corners, being part of certain cabal, and they are living large. And you are hustling, you are struggling. It takes a lot of grace. Temptation will come. It's a part that I've worked. Temptations will come. So it takes a lot of
help. I don't know if you've worked it. So
I've worked the part in the sense that I've seen people that are not as much as, I'm not saying I'm not trying to praise myself, but you look at yourself, what you are putting in, but you know what they are doing, and they are living fine. And you keep hustling, but it takes a lot of grace of God to continue to, be on that path.
But do you really think our leaders, or let me say the ruling class, think there is cabal?
They know. They don't think. They know, because they meet them from time to time. Whenever
they have junctions. You are saying that they meet them time to time, like they are in one junction or the other.
In fact, they are in charge of every ministry in Nigeria, because a lot of them get contracts. And before anything will come out from government quarters, those people are the one that will decide who takes what and when are you going to take it. So, and when you don't go to that, you are not part of the system. You will just be
now that we have established it. I mean, you politicians always think that you have cabals really, and one of you Dalong just confirmed that really, a former minister. Now, do you guys always have meetings? I mean, do they meet?
Cabals, like I said, ab initio.
Because or do they know themselves?
They know themselves. That is the truth.
Cabal knows. They know themselves.
Before now, with due respect, our president is one of the cabal before today. Because he decides.
Barrister,
I understand what I'm saying.
He
decides.
We are in the area where the
now is the president.
For anything.
Now is the president.
So it will be unfair if Mr. President is
let me tell you,
putting it straight to you that his lawyer should
help you. You are a cabal in your house too.
I don't understand this thing that you're
talking about. Okay, now let's. I've said this.
No.
Cabals are not bad people.
Okay.
Really. They're not. It's everywhere. Not that the president is a bad man.
Okay.
Because he's one of the people that decide. In fact, a lot of governors in Nigeria today came to power as a result of the effort.
Do you have cabals in Ogun State?
We have them.
Are you serious?
Different ones, Papa. Different sections.
Don't let us go there today. See, I don't know. Please, the private will not agree with you that there is cabal in his cabinet.
Unless you want to pretend that we don't have them. They are there.
I will not agree with you. Because to me as a person, I only see governor that has a deputy, his commissioners, secretary to the state government, and all other appointees, even with the ones without offices. You understand? Appointee no anymore.
If Dakwabiodun, the governor, His Excellency, with due respect, if he pretends that there are no cabals in Ogun State, he's only at his own. He's just on his own. Because he knows that there are cabals and there are people that take decisions.
Now let's put it. We are talking about people in government.
Yes.
With cabals.
Yes. Even in government.
Yes. That's what we're saying now.
Yes.
Now, Sanusi, let's look at do oppositions too that they are not in government?
Yes.
They have cabals too.
They have now.
Even civil servants are part of the cabals. That's the truth. Because let me refer you to something.
They are listening to you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to remind you.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me and I'll back it up. I'll back my claim up, and I will refer you to the write-up when Ruben Nabati left office as the spokesman of the president. There was a write-up that he wrote after Buhari came to power. He said, I've forgotten the title of the piece, but in the piece he said he was explaining why something has changed and nothing has changed. You know, Buhari came with the issue of change and all of that. And he was talking about the fact that, you know, the power, I'm trying to summarize the write-up. It's a long write-up. He said the power of the president of Nigeria is like the power of life and death. To tell you how powerful a president of Nigeria is.
Of course, nobody can.
He now said, even at that, there are people of influence that even exhibit directly and indirectly their powers over the power of the president. And with those people of influence, who actually definitely forms the cabal. That is why, even though the president had the power that you can say like power of life and death, something has changed in Buhari and nothing has changed in the nation. He now spoke about the fact that even the business class, they will tell you that they are helping the economy, they are doing this, they are doing that, but no, they're actually doing it for themselves and for their business and for their family. So it's not, a lot of time we look at the politicians, we don't look at the business class, we don't look at the civil servants. There are some civil servants. Okay, let me tell you one thing. There's this commission, I've forgotten the name of this commission, that are in charge of job. You know, there was an investigative hearing that was done by the House of Rep. And there was a particular person that was fingered, that was selling slots of jobs. I'm trying to remember, because it was done in the House of Rep. And the man till date, nothing has happened to him. If I remember his name, I'll mention it. The name was all over. You know, how he was selling slots, 2 million, 3 million, people that. And at the end of the day, have we heard anything about it? We have not heard anything. And and he's a civil servant. And these are the cabals.
Barrister, one of the concerns that one might want to look at when you talk about global image is that in Nigeria, when it comes to following the situation to the last and ensuring that whoever goes wrong is brought to book, you understand? It just simply shows that we talk about it. It's like we now have more, social media prosecution more than the real prosecution. And as a lawyer, one would want to go back to that field you belong to. That many are saying giving us a lot of headache in this country. Are you not bothered?
Well, talking about not having justice and not being sometimes justice are not being served
the way it should be.
The way it should. That's why.
Because if you start naming those that have been fingered in corruption in this country, that are still living large, even despite the fact that they are living on the Commonwealth of Hall, you keep asking. There was this NDDC man who fainted at House of Rep at the time that he was meant to answer questions. The story of that man is nowhere to be found today. You understand? I don't know if anything has happened to Maina. And many people, that have been,
because if you belong to the class or you belong to the group of the powerful cabals, you will be going the way with so many things, because they are connected to almost everything.
Now that we have professional cabals now, because according to Dalong,
powerful cabal.
No, according to Dalong, these ones are professional ones. He said Buhari actually had more like the ones that are looking for what to eat. These ones have been around since 1999, so they are now professional. They are not looking for what to eat. So what are they now looking for now?
All right, yes, a lot of them are actually looking for how to whoever will sustain or whoever will take over from them. They want to continue to perpetuate themselves in power even when they leave office. That is what a lot of them are working on today. So they're not about what they're going to hit. They have more money, they have more influence, but they still want to call the shot continually and transfer or transmit power even to their own generation. Their generation, not others.
Global image.
Yeah, talking about global image, I'll use the issue of Kemi Badnoch, and what I'll simply say is that imagine becoming, because she's a powerful member of the parliament in the UK now, imagine her becoming a prime minister, like we saw this Indian, I think he's from India.
Yeah.
Imagine her becoming the prime minister, and of course she becomes a global brand as a Nigerian-born Briton who has become a prime minister. You know, rebranded the image that we have our challenges, but my country of birth is a beautiful country. Every nation has its challenges. We understand our challenges, and we'll try and fix it. She says all of that in England, in UK, and comes back to Nigeria to come and see whoever is the president and say, I'm out there, you know, polishing the image of this country. These are the things I suffered growing up. These are the things I missed growing up. Use your good office as the president.
You think that despite the fact that she has a position, she should have presented her position in a more better way.
In a better way, in a way that will actually...
Now looking at it from this angle, maybe she's thinking from the direction that even the government probably not extending maybe the very warm hands to her, maybe receiving her.
No, at some point,
trying to set their projects, their Nigeria projects to her.
At some point, I let Abike Dabiru reach out to her.
All right, gentlemen, we have to go. That's how much we can take on this Agbelegbo Nest. Thank you, Barrister Abayo Michelanke, for being part of the show. Sanusi Latif Sanusi, good to have you.
Always my pleasure.
Mr. Shinko, thanks for producing us. See you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Oh, my favorite radio station? That is
Smash FM.
Smash FM.
Smash FM.
Every day I hear Smash FM.
àti mi àti gbogbo mọ̀lẹ́bí mi Smash 88.1 FM là ń gbọ́.